This could be the most important piece of gear that I take with me when I travel, and thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. So every device nowadays takes a different port to charge. We have micro USB, USB-C, Lightning, and whenever we travel, I have to remember to bring all different types of cables. A true story, the last time we were in Mexico, I had to walk around the pool and look for someone who's using a Kindle so I could ask to borrow their micro USB cable to charge our Kindle. Now, in addition to all the cables that I bring with me, I make sure that I have at least one of these universal charging cables that has a micro USB tip and then a removable tip with Lightning and USB-C. This cable doesn't give me the fastest charging, but it's super versatile. I know that I have all my bases covered and I highly recommend using it. Now, I'm going to show you a lot of gear in this video. So another critical component is your bag, and I'm specifically looking at it from a tech perspective. So I have 3 requirements. The first is access. I'm going to have a lot of things in this bag, and I don't want to have to dig through to the bottom to find something or have to take everything out of the bag because I can't reach something that I want. So this is the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. You can open it from both sides and from the top, so you can always quickly and easily reach your gear. It also has a compartment at the top, which I use all the time for my phone and other small things that I need quick access to. And this pocket is definitely something that I miss in some of my other bags, and it's a feature that adds a lot of convenience. The second requirement is organization and flexibility, and they sort of go hand in hand. This bag has a ton of pockets and zippers, so I can find a place for everything that I need. It also has baffles that could be removed or moved around, so I can configure it to fit everything that I want. Now, the third requirement is protection. So this bag is really well built. The shell is super durable. I've had it for over 4 years and it pretty much looks exactly how it did when I got it. There's also a good amount of padding. There are dedicated laptop and tablet slots in the back, and you can loop the zipper pulls through the carrying loops, which prevents the zippers from being open. One thing that I always have with me is headphones, and they sort of fall into 2 categories. So the first is a smaller in-ear model that I can quickly pop in and out. I can fit the small charging case in my pocket, and it lets me always have them charged, and they work great when I'm working out. There's a lot of great options out there, and I'll link to a few of my favorites in the description. Now, if you want a much more immersive audio experience, then you should check out the Sony WH-1000 XM5 at today's sponsor, Best Buy. These are a great option for travel. They have a really comfortable headband and soft ear cups, so you can wear them during long trips. They have some of the absolute best active noise cancellation. So if you're on a plane or at the airport, you can just turn on noise cancellation and the outside world fades into the background, and you can just listen to your music or movies. If you need to hear what's going on around you, you can activate ambient sound mode, which will actually use the microphones to listen and then send the audio into your headphones. You can also cover the right ear cup with your hand to temporarily let in outside noise and then lower the volume of what you're listening to. And with Speak to Chat, you can have the headphones actually listen and detect when you're talking, which will pause your music, bring in the outside sound, and will allow you to have a conversation with someone. Now, a lot of noise canceling headphones don't have great audio quality. Now, I'd used an older version of these headphones, which was already excellent, but these are on a whole new level and the sound is super impressive. So check out the Sony XM5 at Best Buy. And again, thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. The next piece of gear you may want to bring with you when you travel is a laptop. Now, everyone nowadays has their cell phone with them, but if you still need to get work done when you travel, you'll want a portable, light, and powerful laptop to take with you. One example is the MacBook Air, which is extremely thin, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to your bag. It's also super light, which is important because you'll be carrying it on your back all day, and it has an extremely powerful chip, so you can still accomplish more demanding tasks while you're on the go. And don't worry, if you're not an Apple person, I'll have some Windows options in the description. Now, if you don't need to run desktop apps, then you may want to consider bringing a tablet instead. There are a ton of great options at different sizes, and I want you to think about something that gives you enough of a size advantage over your cell phone to make it worth bringing with you. Now, personally, if I don't have a laptop, I would bring a larger tablet with me, something like the Tab S8 Ultra or the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and that way I have a big screen to watch movies and play games on. And usually I'll also bring a keyboard case with me, which works great for emails and for responding to your comments. The next piece of gear that you should consider bringing when you travel is a smartwatch. Now, a lot of times you're going to want to keep your phone in your bag, especially if you're hiking or if you just want to make sure that you don't drop it. So being able to receive texts and notifications on your smartwatch is extremely convenient. Now, many smartwatches also give you the option to respond with voice, and in general, being able to let go of your phone and know that you're still able to access important updates lets you really enjoy your vacation. Now, most of the time, I'm also super active when I travel, so I love being able to track and monitor my fitness. So it's probably no surprise that I take a lot of pictures with my phone. I also use it to shoot video because it's really convenient. But when I want a little more control, or if I just want better overall quality, I still bring a small camera with me, and nowadays that's the Sony ZV-1. It has a retractable lens, so it's super compact when it's in my bag or in my pocket. It has a flip out screen so I can see myself when I'm in front of the camera, and you can actually get a small handle for it that doubles as a tripod. Now, regardless of which devices you bring with you, you're gonna want a portable charger. Now, I do my best to charge everything overnight, but I still don't want to risk it, so I always bring a portable charger with me. I have different sizes with different capacities, and Anker makes some of my favorite options, so I'll link to a few in the description. Now, when you're back in the room or at the house that you're staying in, you'll probably need to charge your devices, so I highly recommend a high-capacity multi-port charger. These let you charge up to 4 devices at once using USB-A and USB-C ports, and they have very high output, so you can quickly and safely charge your laptop, your tablet, your phone, and your smartwatch all at once. Depending on how you organize your gear, you may also want a tech organizer. Now, there are a lot of great options out there, but just make sure that it fits in the bag that you use and it works for all the smaller accessories that you need. Again, I'll link to a few of my favorite options in the description. So I don't know about you, but I end up reading a ton when I travel. And while most of the time when I'm at home, I read on my phone or my tablet, they aren't the best options when I'm out in direct sunlight. And that's where a Kindle comes in clutch. There's a more affordable Paperwhite option, and then the Oasis, which is the one that I use. I always find that I'm holding it with one hand when I'm laying down, so it's much more comfortable to be able to use these buttons to navigate from page to page. I love the safety of the IPX8 rating, which means that it's waterproof in 6.5 feet of water for up to 60 minutes. It's also much easier to see in bright sunlight when I compare it to my phone or my tablet. Now, the next piece of gear is one that I use at home all the time, but I also take it with me when I travel. It's a tablet or a phone stand, and it's so useful. So sometimes I use it to prop a tablet to watch a movie or to game on if I'm using a controller. Sometimes we have it in the kitchen so we can see a recipe. It's a small accessory, it folds down so it's really portable, and I highly recommend picking one up. Now you should watch this tablet buying guide. Hopefully this video was helpful. Click on my face to subscribe. You know what I always say, buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck and see you soon.